Hey guys, what's up? It's Knuckles here, and I'm doing the second episode of my Let's Play series. Just to clarify, one thing I wanted to correct from last episode is I've learned that mobs will spawn in a 122 block radius in a sphere. So that's 122 blocks this way, up, down, and in all directions. So what you really want to do is try and clear out as much as possible. If you're building this above ground, obviously you want to try and find all the caves and however much you can underground. There are some tricks with using TNT and a piston and getting it so you can see through all the blocks and it'll show you all the caves. I didn't get that to work as well for me, but maybe you can look it up and try and get it to work. And since I've done that, my mob spawns have been greatly increased. The tricky thing for me was there was a huge mine shaft underneath, so it took me quite a while to get it, but I think I've got it pretty good now. And today is actually a two-parter episode, well, two things in one episode. We're going to go over the two other spawners I have built in my world, and let's check it out. The first one will be really helpful for all of you who want to build stuff with sticky pistons, because as you know, slimes are extremely difficult to find. They only spawn under level 40, so as you see, if you press F3, it brings up the bug screen, and you can see your Y value is how high you are. Right now I'm 64, so that means slime won't spawn for another 14 blocks down. Now the other thing about slimes is that when the game calculates when they'll spawn, it actually decides not to spawn them, I believe 9/10 of the time, so they will only spawn 1/10 of the time as a normal mob. So they're really difficult to spawn. And the third thing is you need to find a slime chunk. Now they will only spawn certain chunks, and a chunk is a 16 by 16 area of the game that the game separates from the other chunks, and they're all, the whole game is just divided into 16 by 16 square areas that continue up and down infinitely as the same chunk. So if we look down here, you will see these are all the little spawns. This is the result of the slime spawner that I built. Now you go down here, it releases the water, and the nice thing about little slimes is that they only take one hit to kill. So they're extremely easy. As you can see from that, I got only 2 slimes on this one. That's because I've had it shut off, so there weren't that many. But usually I get about 20-ish, maybe more slimes. It depends on how long you let it run and how long you let them collect. I think there's one behind there. I also put glass here, so if there's slime stuck around the corner, see, they will come around, they see me, they will try and run at you, and it gets them to come around the corner here. And the water obviously pushes the XP and slimes towards you. And I got 5 total so far. Usually I get a lot more. And this is the entrance to the slime spawner that I built. As I said before, they only spawn level 40 and below. So you have to build this down. Now I'm going to put the link to how to find slime chunks in the description box below. You follow that link, you hit F3, you look at your seed, which is the bottom number right on my screen here, -3529, etc. You want to copy the whole number down and you put it to the site, as well as your X and Z coordinates, because that'll show you on the map where you are, so that it can find the slime chunks closest to you. And basically it shows you the coordinates of the slime chunk in the 16 by 16 area. And if possible, you want to find one that's close to where you're going to be so that the slimes will spawn, because they won't spawn if they're too far away. Also, if you can, 2 slime chunks next to each other is perfect because that doubles the chance of slime spawning. So, we're going to go down here, and I will show you how the slime spawner works. Now, basically, these are 2 slime chunks. As you can see, it's rectangular and not square. If it's 1 slime chunk, it's going to be a 16 by 16 square platform. Now, you want to keep it well lit so other mobs don't spawn. Basically, torches all around the edge there, and then jack-o'-lanterns instead of glowstone on the floor, so that if you use glowstone, it prevents mobs from spawning because I believe it's a transparent block now. So you want to keep it well lit, and then on the sides, you basically have a canal going. I have it going from that back corner down here, and then it goes into there, and then from this back corner down this direction, and then down here. And then the slimes go into here, they drown, and then the little slimes, they'll drown into from big slimes to medium slimes, and then again to small slimes. The small slimes will basically go up a series of ladders. I have one set here. You can see the slimes will go up the ladder, and then they'll go all the way up to the top. Now, I'll include also in the description box a link to a tutorial that shows you exactly how to build it. I used Monkeyfarm's tutorial, and I also used another tutorial to figure out exactly how to get the canals, because you have to make dips with stairs and everything, and it's Monkeyfarm doesn't exactly go into it. But here's the other section. If you don't want slimes anymore, like currently I have a ton of slime balls, so I don't need slimes. And it also inhibits your other slime spawners from working because you can only spawn a certain amount of slimes, or a certain amount of mobs at a time. So you just come over here. The dog gets out of my way. Just flip the switch. And it releases all the water that's up here, so I'll show you what that looks like. So it's releasing water all over the map. Actually, if you see, this is a little wider than 16 blocks, so I checked. Slimes won't spawn on these 3 blocks here or on the other block on the side. They can spawn on the few blocks it's not covering here, but big slimes need at least 3 blocks to spawn, 3 by 3. So they won't spawn here, so the worst I ever get is maybe one little slime that spawns and makes its way up. But pretty much it stops all the slimes from spawning. So there you go. I am now going to go over to the 3rd and final spawner, and I'll see you over there. Now, before we go into the 3rd and final spawner, I'm going to show you a potion that's really helpful to make for this upcoming spawner and any spawner with a ton of mobs. If you don't feel like punching them all until they die, this will take them out in a second. So, what we start with, we need glass bottles, at least 3 glass bottles, although I suppose you could do it with 1 glass bottle. We need spider's eye. We need fermented spider's eye. We need gunpowder. And we need glowstone. Now I already have gunpowder, so I'm going to put this back. I'm going to take this one. Oh, and we also need nether wart. Now you take your glass bottles. You can use a cauldron if you want, but it actually depletes the water from the cauldron, so I just have a water block here. Now you click it 3 times to get our 3 bottles of water. Start with bottle of water. Put in 1 nether wart. And that gives us an awkward potion, and my dog keeps pushing me around. After the nether wart, you put in 1 spider's eye. And that gives us a potion of poison. And after the spider's eye, you put in 1 fermented spider's eye. And that gives us a potion of harming, which gives us instant damage. So to create this, we're going to make it 1 level stronger, so we just put in 1 glowstone dust. And that gives us instant damage too. Now to finish it off, we need to make this a splash potion, which means you can throw it and harm them. So all we need to do is include 1 gunpowder, and that'll give us a splash potion. Alright, there we go. Now we have 3 splash potions of instant damage too. So we can just pick those up, and we'll put away our ingredients. And I'll head down to the 3rd and final spawner. Well, here we are. As you can guess, if you've seen these before, this is a cave spider spawner. Basically, what you need to do is find abandoned mine shafts, and those will contain these monster spawners that are specific to cave spiders. Now, cave spiders are like regular spiders, except they can spawn you, and I believe they do a little bit more damage. Basically, what you need to do is create a 3 by 9 by 9 area around the spawner. So that's basically, if you take the spawner as the middle block, that's 3 blocks high, so 1 block above, 1 block below, and then 9 by 9, so 9 blocks wide, this whole room, and 9 blocks forwards and backwards. I made mine a little taller and a little shallower than just 3 blocks, so that there's a little bit of extra room. And basically what you do is, let's see if I can jump up here. You have to put a whole line of water on the back and have it flowing forward so that all the spiders that spawn get pushed this way. Now what you also do is create a line of signs here, and then 1 water block here so that it creates the water current going down. And then you want another water block here so that it pushes the spiders down. Now what you need to remember is that you have to be at least, I believe, 18 blocks away from the spider spawner for it to work, so if I leave this area this won't continue working. And the spawner checks for 15 blocks away for other mobs, so this is an abandoned mine shaft, so you have to make sure you clear out, around it so it'll continue spawning. And also it's necessary to draw the spiders away so that it can continue spawning. As you see, it hasn't spawned in a while because these spiders are all here. So basically you need to draw them away. And a problem I keep having, and a problem other people keep having too, is that spiders like to get stuck right in the corner here. I tried replacing this with other blocks besides glass, and it wasn't really helping. So basically what I did is I just put a piston there facing down, and a button here, and you see if they get stuck there, push the button, the piston shoves them down, and they continue. And what you need to do is have it go up here with an iron bar here so that they will come up into this little hole here and all collect here. And this will keep spawning because we're far enough away that it won't detect these guys, so it'll keep spawning spiders. Usually spawn 2 at a time, usually it's about 4 at a time. And you can just basically keep waiting until you have as many spiders as you want. So if you press F3, where it says E, 3 rows down, it'll say 11. That basically means I'm looking at 11 entities right here, so there's only 11 spiders here at the time. So we're basically just going to wait a little bit until there's more spiders here, and I'll show you how to kill them. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. So we're back, and as you can see I have about 63 in here. You can easily go up to about 100. This has only been about a couple of minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. I've usually gone up to 100 and then killed them and then, rinse and repeat. So, and here comes 4 more. So what you need to do to kill them basically is just to create a piston underneath them, pushing upwards, so that when you're damaging them, new ones don't come in and mess up the whole collection of them. And then all you need is another piston, which would be, you can see it here, that pushes this piston, which pushes out this way, and that's going to suffocate them. So that you can kill them, and you have to make sure you don't suffocate them for too long, or else you'll just get the loot and no XP. But of course, if you just want the loot, you can easily time it longer. And if you go back here, you'll see I have redstone repeaters and everything, which causes this one to extend for longer so that they suffocate. So what I'm going to do is, let's try and see if more spawn. I'm just going to flip this switch. The piston extends upwards, so now they can't move. Just hit that button. It suffocates them all at the same time, so their health is going down. And then you just take your splash potion of damage, toss it up at them. That one hit me a little bit, but it's okay. And then just hit the lever down. And this iron door here, because iron doors can't be opened without a switch, this makes it easy to collect all the loot without them being able to hurt you. So as you can see, this is a ton of XP points. If I was at level 0 or 1, you'd see my level just ticking upwards, but as the levels get higher, it slows. But you can tell that was 60 guys at once, and it gives you a ton of XP, as well as a ton of string. And usually you don't need too much string, but what's great about string is you can just easily 4x4 make it into wool. From my experience, I usually get at least a full stack of 64 wool just from like one session down here. And it also gives you a ton of spider's eye. Now after a while, you're not going to need all these spider's eyes. I have a ton, like maybe 10 stacks, 15 stacks of spider's eye. And really the only thing I use them for is making the splash potions. You only need one per splash potion, so after a while I tend to just throw them out. But the wool and the experience is actually really helpful, and it's great because you don't have to make a spawner with just a dark room. It'll continuously spawn spawners for at a time, spawn spiders for at a time, and then they just collect here, and you can let them build up to however many you want, if it's 100 or 200, just as long as you want to wait. So it's pretty easy. I'm just going to do it one more time so you guys can see what it was like. So here comes a new batch. Let them all swim down here. Flip this switch up so they can't move. Suffocate them. And then throw your splash potion. And collect the rewards. Now this is, as you can see on my mini-map, in the south here is where my mob spawner is. This is underground. This is level 15, so pretty low underground. And I'm a little bit far away from my village, so you have to kind of scout out, try and find one nearby. The good thing is, it won't be affected by how far away you are, because you have to be standing in this area anyways for them to spawn, so basically you just take a trip down. I built a minecart track from my base all the way down here, just for convenience. It's probably what you want to do, especially since it's underground. And it's pretty easy. It's a great way of getting a ton of experience. And yeah, so this is the third of all my XP traps. This one's maybe my favorite because you can just easily sit here and go away from the game and do something else on your computer, or do something else wherever, and just let them spawn and then come back, kill them all, and collect the XP. So it's pretty great. Well, that's it today, guys. If there's any questions, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. And tune in next time, we'll be talking about animal farming. Thanks.